had Tehuia here, and I was raised out in Kawhia by my grandparents. I remember, the father used to tell me, oh, now that dad's gone, you're going to be the man of the house. And that sounded scary enough for a 12-year-old. Our role models back in the day were mine were my cousins. So they were the ones always active, taking me out and doing things, going on missions. And they used to go into the fridge after school, and there's nothing but alcohol and an onion in the fridge, fucking beers in there, and there's no kai. The old lady's on the couch there, she overdosed on morphine. And I was like, what the hell? Oh, being an adolescent, you don't know how to take that stuff, being a teenager. So, I got angry at her. I was like, how selfish are you? You're going to leave me here? No, fuck. It was the first time where I felt so vulnerable. So I ended up, getting into bad shit, bro. I ended up getting into, like stealing and stuff. Yeah, to find out that my cousin was lying dead on the side of the road downtown. He got stabbed up. And I had hope that, it's not going to be like this forever.
Cousins on the couch with a fat ounce. Money, then we roll it and we dab out. Take off on that Ranger. Black down.
Yo, it's your boy King Dave here, and this is the Fallon Show. Hope all is going well. I got my G on here today, man. How about you introduce yourself, brother, and where you're from?
Cheer Mafano. I had Tehuia here from a small town on the west coast of New Zealand, North Island near Kawhia. And I'm the founder of Bomblife New Zealand. So, it's me.
Kawhia, founder of Bomblife, man. So really, this man needs no introduction, man. Here in New Zealand, man, he gets around this guy, man.
We on. My cousin had to get the slams in there.
Yeah, nah, man. This guy, man, he does a lot. This guy, man. I've been following him since I came back here to New Zealand, man. You always have a laugh watching your stuff, my bro. Always have a laugh. But we'll touch into what he's doing now and things like that in a minute. But I mean, how about you introduce yourself, brother? So you grew up in Kawhia, is it?
Yep. So I was born in a small town, Tehuia, south of Hamilton, and I was raised out in Kawhia by my grandparents. And that's pretty much where the whole bomb life and all that stuff started, bro. When I was a baby, and being raised up out the coast, brought up off the land. So it just being brought up by the old people, it sort of made me and shaped me to be who I am today. We brought up on a lifestyle block there, about 5 acres. So my nan and granny taught me how to eat off the land, how to cultivate it, how to, just the basic stuff, the country boy stuff. So yeah, I'm a country boy at heart, brother. Yeah.
Oh, sweet, man, sweet. So I'm like, what was your experiences personally, man, growing up? How was it for you?
I'll tell you what, cuz to be honest, I thought it was prison. Because my grandparents took me in, and bro, I got heaps of cousins, bro, heaps. And I was even thinking, why me? I don't want to come out here. I got no cousins to play with. I was all just on my own. So I didn't really like it, bro, growing up. I wanted to be in town. I want to eat McDonald's. I want to play a PlayStation or something.
Yeah.
All I had to do was fucking go outside and pick up horse shit or something and fucking put it in the garden or something. I had to do all that kind of mahi. So I was taught tough love. I was taught how to, all that stuff. Really just had to grow up fast, bro. Yeah, and look after myself and that. And I always wanted to come into town, bro, and be like the rest of the cuzzies. But that's just been the way I was brought up.
Well, do you mind touching at all on what it was like being raised by your grandparents, bro? Like
Yep. So the wisdom in that came from my grandfather. He was a very, bro, I look up to that fella, like straight up. He was one of those fellas that done so much in a lifetime, and like more than one thing. Like he was, bro, he trialed for the Māori All Blacks. He coached them. He took them down south, down to Nelson, to when they done their campaign tour and that stuff. He owned a quarry, bro, and like he used to. Bro, he did so much stuff. I think he was like one of the first Māori businessmen back home in Tehuia. This was at a time when Māori weren't allowed to buy houses, bro. You weren't allowed to put your name on the house unless you married a Pākehā or something and you got her name on there. But those were the days, bro. And he was telling me about, he taught me a lot about, how, like, I'm probably going to say it like it is, but working with Pākehā is more beneficial in ways than to work with Māori, because he sort of found it hard, trying to work his way in life with Māori because they're so opinionated and they're so, so he taught me business, taught me, who's gonna, who to work with, who not to, and that stuff. So he taught me a lot, bro. He was mainly my dictionary and my fucking calculator, everything, bro. He used to send me down to the rubbish dump. So right up where our batch is, just below it is a rubbish dump, and he used to send us all down there with rubbish bags, bro. He used to tell us, go down there and go and collect all those aluminium cans, and there's all those beer cans. And he reckons, yeah, bro, and once they fill up, you come back up here and then we'll send you back down and do it again. So I did it for a full year, bro, and I was thinking, what the hell am I doing this for? I'm not benefiting anything. Send me down to a dump. Is this punishment? Is the thing. And then over a year, bro, once a year was up, bro, went straight to the scrap metal, bro, and I got paid for that stuff. So he taught me how to hustle from the dirt, really, and that's where I learned how to run business and all that stuff. And I started to realize that, hey, I'm getting pretty onto it here, hanging out with the old fella and that stuff, and he's teaching me a lot of stuff. My grandmother, she taught me morals. So she taught me tikanga, she taught me kawa on the marae and that stuff, and to, always be honest and that stuff. And she just taught me how to be a good person. And when you got those two people, they teach you all those kinds of stuff. I think I'm blessed, if anything, to be brought up by them. As a kid, I thought it was prison, but now looking back at it, bro, I'd give 5 minutes just to get a piece of their time again, So humble beginnings, really, because
my bro.
they were very influential people.
So can I ask, were your parents around, bro? Like your actual parents, or?
Yep. So, my mum and dad, they had me, brother. And then my dad, I think my dad found it very hard for me, very hard to accept that I was actually his. He actually didn't believe that I was his. So he, through discussion and that stuff, this is my mum's telling me this. He actually took me off her and shipped me over to Kawhia to my grandparents. And maybe because, I don't know, maybe because of some complications or whatever. Well, mind you, they were both working, so they couldn't really, I don't know. There was something I still, bit of a thing I want to ask you, but that's what happened. He ended up shipping me off to Kawhia, and I was raised by the old people. So growing up, I only got to see them now and then. It wasn't until I turned about 9 to 10 years old where they actually came to Kawhia and lived there, and I started living with them. But it wasn't for a long time because I think it was about 10, my old man got sick, bro, and but we didn't know what it was. Went to the doctors, and the doctor said, nah, we can't figure out what it is. And we've been sent back and forth scans to find out later on that he was diagnosed with cancer. I don't know if it was in the kidneys or in the liver, but wherever it was riddled, bro. He was riddled all over the place. And so it was very hard, bro, trying to get to know my dad and grow up at the same time. And, because he was a very hard man. He was very strict. He had so much high expectations of me. He tried to teach me times tables when I was like 2 years old. And, bro, used to get the mean hammered for it, bro. Used to get dongs and all because I couldn't get it right. Never taught me how to work it out. He just taught me how to remember the answers, So he was one of those fellas, bro. He always went the hard way about things, and that was my old man. So it really was hard on me and the old lady. So it wasn't until 11, 12 where he was there pretty much on his deathbed, and he ended up passing on. So this was right into my adolescence where I was trying to figure out who am I going to be in life,
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that was out of it, brother, I'll tell you one thing. So my old man used to growl me all the time. He used to send me off and get the fuck out the house, go over there, blah, blah, blah. And he sent me off one time because I did something, bro, like I couldn't make his toast properly, bro. I used to butter toast, and I still do it to this day, bro. I just hit the middle. I don't hit the whole toast. I don't know why. It's just my habit. Well, I did it, and I thought I'd make him breakfast, bro, and he wasn't appreciative of it. And he fucking went nuts at me, and the old lady told him, look, don't be like that. Tell me he made you breakfast, blah, blah, blah. And he was still ungrateful, so I stormed off up the road. Now, there's a shed just up the hill from where our batch is in Kawhia. And I went up to the shed. This is my granddad's tool shed. And I was walking around cursing, thinking, fuck you, fuck, I hate you, blah, blah, blah. And I said one thing, bro, which I sort of, it makes sense now. I said, I wish you would die That's what I said. I fucking just wish you would die. And right up above, there's a shelf. Right up above, and this is where Granddad's tools were. Well, right up above was the carving of the upoko that sits on top of a meeting house.
Yep.
That came off our marae. Granddad brought it back and he set it up there. Well, when I said that, bro, I wish you would die, bro, no lies, that thing came off, bro, and knocked me out. It fell off the shelf, bro.
Wow. No
Yeah,
way.
yeah, bro. And I woke up on the ground and it was fucking staring at me, bro. I was, oh, got the meanest fright. And I knew straight away that meant something, eh?
Yeah.
Bro, that meant to me, bro, be careful what you wish for, and that's what happened, bro. Not long after that, he got sick. So, yeah.
Oh, far out, man. Well, yeah, sorry about your loss, brother.
Brother.
Man, is that something that's really happened a lot in your life, man? Like spiritual type sort of omens like that, bro? Like, has that been something that's been a part of your life frequently, or?
Bro, definitely. Bro, straight up, I think that, that's why I always, when people curse and stuff, I always say, be careful what you say, bro. Honestly, you have to. Because, bro, this wasn't actually the first time I've actually wished it on someone, and it's actually happened. It's been 2 people.
Far out.
And starting to, like, really think about, hey, now I've got to really just think about this before. Because it happened to someone that I really didn't like, and it happened, bro. I was like, what the hell? And I was like, nah, this is just a coincidence. Then something else happened. Someone did something to me and really affected me, bro. And then I wished it on them, and then sure enough, it did. So I think, the spiritual realm, bro, is pretty much, I'll walk with it, really.
Yeah, man. Yep, definitely, man. Like, I got shivers, man, just from you saying that, bro. Far out.
Yeah. Even my grandfather, I think they knew that I had something too, because there's like, I don't know, there was certain times where there was things that he knew that I had to, he knew that I knew that I had this certain thing about me. He was, I can't really put my finger on it, but one time, so there was these pamphlets, bro, and they had our chief on it. And Granddad told me we had thousands of them. We're supposed to deliver them in the mail. I was only a kid then, and we had thousands of them. And Granddad said, here, put these in the fire. And then, but he knew straight away, because, when you do something like that, and it's tapuairs, bro, you put that stuff in the fire, it could create a big fucking, you just don't know what will happen with stuff like that. So I told Granddad, Granddad, can you do a karakia for this? And he knew straight away, you know about that stuff, And I said, yeah, I know, because bro, I don't want anything to come back onto me. So Granddad sort of respected that. That was between me and him. He respected that, and he knew that I was spiritual. So yeah, bro, it's been like that my whole life, really.
Far out, man. Even like you got birds following you around a lot of the time too, isn't it, brother?
Bro, that's crazy. Yeah, kaitiaki. I called him kaitiaki or guardian. Kaitiaki,
yeah.
Yeah, bro, because they say a fantail, bro, when it comes to a house, it's actually bad luck. It's an indication of death or someone dying in the whānau or something. But bro, this bear's been doing more than coming inside the house, bro. Straight up, been following me all over the place, and even I can hear him, bro, in the rain, and I'm like, oh man, it's out of it, bro. So I thought I'd make him a birdhouse just to sort of create some way of peace for her.
Yeah.
But later, here, I got this whare for you, and put some bread in there or whatever. I don't know what you fellas eat, but yeah.
All right, so going back to when you were younger, so were there many challenges for you as an adolescent, a teenager?
Brother, those times I felt, bro, it was just really tough actually. I remember, the whānau used to tell me, now that Dad's gone, you're going to be the man of the house. And that sounded scary enough for a 12-year-old, having to, not only protect mum, but how am I going to help feed mum? How's mum going to feed me? She don't have a job. I'm at school. We don't have kawhia in the house. We don't have anything other than just the 4 walls and a roof, and trying to figure out how we're going to finish off mum's mortgage, pay it off, whatever. So, bro, back in those days, bro, there was no social media stuff like this. We couldn't, express ourselves and be who we are and want to be all, So our role models back in the day were mine were my cousins. And they were into all that, all that West Side gang stuff and, coming from Kawhia, West Coast, and you know that's been our thing, and that was the cool back in the day. That was, you know, and alcohol was the thing, bro. Getting on the piss, and they used to smoke and all that stuff, and I knew from the, you know, obviously being brought up by my nan and granddad, I knew what was right from wrong. So looking at them, I knew they were wrong, but there was no better role models than them at that time. So they were the ones always active, taking me out and doing things, going on missions and doing stuff, and you know, getting on the piss, and that was cool. And you know, that was shit, to be honest, bro. Because I knew that this wasn't the way. I knew, there's something out there. I'm not here for nothing. You can't bring me up by the old people and have the solid backbone put into me and then throw me straight into the burbs where it's, you know, all hood airs, and you know, I'm looking at everyone like they're idiots, you know. I'm like, bro, you fellas are idiots. Can't you see what he's up to? He's getting into trouble, getting locked up in the cells, getting on the piss and selling drugs and all this shit. And I was like, fuck, you fellas are, you fellas need to be brought up by the old people, getting to go back up to Kawhia, you know. And like they always, you know, they were just bad influences, brother, in ways. Which now they're awesome. Now they're fathers. They're hardworking men now. They're doing their best now. They sort of see the whole thing, the bigger picture now, which is cool. But back then, brother, there was nothing. I remember, you know, I remember I used to hop couches, you know, at all my cousins' house. I'll go eat out their fridges, bro, and if there's no more food there, I'll go to the next cousin's house and then the next cousin's house. And that was me growing up, 13, 14. And I remember one time I came back home and all the family was parked outside the house, and I was like, hey, what the hell? There's a party going on or something. So I walk inside the house. Oh, cheer, father, what's everyone up to? Everyone was devastated. They all looked gutted in that. I was like, well, what are you fellas sad for? And I go and have a look. The old lady's on the couch there. She overdosed on morphine. And I was like, what the hell? And yeah, she was tired of this place. You know, she couldn't handle it. She couldn't, you know, she was just over everything. And I was, you know, being an adolescent, you don't know how to take that stuff, being a teenager. So, you know, I got angry at her. I was like, how selfish are you? You know, you're going to leave me here and I have to fend for myself and make it worse, you know. But that was, you know, it was real tough, bro, trying to understand, get my head around all this shit that's been going on around me. Kate, you know, finally fixed herself in it. You know, life was just, it's still hard for her today, bro, you know. But yeah, she just tried her best to be a mother and tried her best to feed me and that stuff. And it was really hard. You know, I used to go into the fridge after school and there's nothing but alcohol and an onion in the fridge, fucking beers in it, and there's no kai. And those are the days when it was beers before kai. And he used to go to the bro's house just to fucking, you know, scab something to eat in it. So yeah, I ended up having to leave school, bro. And I left school so I could chop wood just to get money so I can go and help the old lady pay for something, bread, whatever.
How old were you then?
I was about 13, going into 14.
All right.
So I left school. I remember during school, bro, my cooking class, we didn't even have enough to buy ingredients, bro. So I had to lie to the teacher, you know. Oh, we forgot. I forgot the ingredients. And they used to tell me, well, next time, you know, you sort it out. And that was embarrassing, bro, in front of the class, having to go home. You know, you got no kai. That was pretty tough. And one time, this part really hit me, bro, was when we were supposed to go for a trip down to Napier just to study the earthquake or something at school. And our trip was $262. And I remember how much it cost because it was a nightmare, that whole bloody experience, the whole situation. So us as Māori, it was hard to come up with $262. So mum, like, you know, I used to tell mum, don't worry about it, mum. I'll just stay home. All good. Don't worry about it. And she was like, no. I want to try and help you get there, bro. And she used to use her the whole money just to go to the pokies, bro, and just try and fucking hope she got a jackpot or something and just make the most of what she could. Otherwise, we're going hungry and no trip to Napier. And it wasn't until, bro, it's like we had three months to come up with the money. Bro, it wasn't until the last day where she finally fucking got the money from the pokies, and she gave it to me. She goes, here you go, son, take that into your teacher. And I was like, I felt so so gutted. I felt like, sorry, mummy had to go and do all that just to have, like, try and get me to have a good experience or something, I just felt really gutted. And I wanted to give it back to her, but she wouldn't accept it. So I ended up taking it to school. And I gave it to the teacher. And the thing that fucked me off the most was the teacher told me about time. That's what she said. About time you sorted that out. I was like, bro, you don't know what we went through to get fucking on your guys' stupid van to go down to Napier to study shit that I don't even care about. You just put us through like even more fucking, stress and shit. So that really sort of made me tear up a bit. I felt so sorry for the old lady. But yeah, but it was just me and her against the world, bro. Fuck, it was real hard those times growing up. People coming in and out of the house, just randoms. It's just crazy, bro. I remember mum had a partner at the time, and they took off on a holiday, and they got this fella he's passed away a couple of years ago now, but he's not really all there in the head. Well, they asked him if he could babysit me, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I can look after myself, man, and they're like, no, you need someone there. Oh, sweet, all good. So they go off on their holiday, and this fella comes over to the house, and he was, on the piss and that stuff, and out of it, random fellas coming over to the house, and I was like thinking, oh, fuck, couldn't even tell them to fuck off. I'm too young. These fellas will come knock me out. So I was thinking, fuck you, I'll stay in my room. So I go and stay in my room. Bro, I wake up at about 1 o'clock in the morning to this fella pissing on me, bro. It was the first time where I felt so vulnerable and felt so weak. And I sort of missed being with my grandparents because they gave me the strength. So I knew I didn't belong there in that area. My mum don't even know this. You're probably the first person I told this to, brother. So that sort of traumatized me through to this day. Even my father's, his mental bully tactics and manipulation and all that stuff sort of created an anxiety for me as well, trauma. And that's why I failed at school, because I kept thinking every male teacher was like him, and he'll bash the shit out of me or something. So it was real tough, a real tough time for me to try and figure out who am I going to be when I'm going through all that shit. So yeah, that's what happened when I was 13, 14, 15. Shit was hell.
So what was it like in the working after, during that and leaving school and having to provide and
bro, it was an okay time, brother. It took my head away from all the shit that was going on around life, going to work was cool. So that being occupied and keeping my mind going and working, and because being a worker out on the farm, that's all I felt I was good at, so being away from the hood and all that shit and all the shit that goes on and all the ugliness and that stuff and all the alcohol and shit. Yeah, bro, those were good times. And having to pay mum sort of made me feel good. Having the house running, having the lights on and that shit felt good. So yeah, moving on until I think it was, I can't remember what year it was, but it was New Year's Eve. We all headed up to Kawhia again. That's what we do, bro. Every New Year, Christmas to New Year's, all the whānau goes out to Kawhia and we celebrate, being together and that. And bro, fuck, Buzzy, you talked about that spiritual stuff, because this is probably what happened too. Yeah, fuck, yeah. So the day before New Year's Eve, we were downtown at this whare where all my cousins made us. His name's Black, they call him Black. And we're at this whare doing our chilling out, just kicking back. And I decided to stay the night. Now, it's very, bro, it's not right for me to be away from the batch without telling the whānau. Like, I'm always at the batch, and if I go anywhere, I've got to tell my granddad, because he's always worried about me. But I didn't tell the whānau. I ended up staying at the batch at the bro's house. And nothing wrong there, all good, everything was all right. It wasn't until the next day my cousin Black turned up. Like, where the fuck were you at? And I was like, oh no, I was here. He goes, bro, fuck, next time you go somewhere, you tell us, or you tell granddad. Fuck, we're worried as about you. He's worried about you. And I was like, oh fuck. And I've never ever heard my cousin talk to me like that. And I was like, oh fuck, sorry, cuz. He's nah, get the fucking ute out. And I was like, oh, you're all good. So I jump in the back of the ute. And we ended up going back to our batch, where I got a growling from my granddad. There was something about the cuzzy. I just looked at him and I just knew something was going to happen. And then later on that afternoon, we all go downtown, where we all had to go back to the batch, That's where we celebrate the fireworks and that. And all the carloads of whānau boosting back to the beach. And the last one was me, my cousin Shans and Black. And me and Shans were there on the side of the road, and we seen Black in the pub. And we told him, cuz, let's go, let's roll. And Black told us, no, all good, I want to stay here. And we're like, hey, nah, come out, hurry up, we need you. And he's like, no, all good, you fellas go back up, I'll meet you back up there soon. And all right, sweet as, all good. And then we all jump in the car and we take off. Black's the last Tehuia left back at the pub. And I knew straight away, fuck, nah, there's something wrong. I don't know, I think we need to get him. Nah, didn't listen to it, didn't say anything. So we ended up going back to the beach. Later on that night, fucking shooting back some funnels and that, getting on the piss and that. But I decided to sober up a bit because I knew I just had this feeling about the cuz. And 5 of my cousins were so drunk that they wanted to go downtown to grab them. And they said, where's the ute keys? And I quickly ran to the ute to grab the keys because I didn't want them to drive down drunk. So I kept them. And they asked me, have you seen the keys? No, I haven't seen them. Fuck, we need to get down to the beach. We need to fucking... And I was thinking, you fellas shouldn't drive anyway. You fellas are drunk. Like, legit, couldn't even fucking walk, stumbling. I was like, I'm not going to jump in the truck with you fellas. We probably won't even make it. So I didn't tell them anything about the keys. And we went to sleep on it. About 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning, got a banging on our gate from some local downtown. Wake the fuck up, trying to wake us up. We all crashed out and went, wake up. Someone got up and went to go and see what was going on. What's up? You need to go downtown now. What's going on? Just hurry up. And a few whānau members went downtown. Yeah, to find out that my cousin was lying dead on the side of the road downtown. He got stabbed up.
Oh. Whoa.
So yeah, that was just crazy, bro. And I woke up and the elder whānau came up into the batch, waking up all the cousins. Get up, fucking, what's going on? Black's dead. What the fuck? They all got up and all went downtown. Yeah, and it was just fucking taped off everywhere. And Cuzzy was just lying on the road, blanket on top of him. And yeah, and there was an altercation outside of that house that I stayed at the night before.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, shit was crazy. Like the Cuzzy, he was like the main role model we used to look up to. He was, he was undefeated in the streets. He was a Golden Glove boxer. He had so much potential to be something and to do something that he just turned to the gang style of life, And like I say, he lived by the sword, he died by the sword. So that's what happened to the cuz. Like we think, that's how he would have wanted it anyway. And right up to his last breath, that's exactly what he said, pretty much. So he accepted what would happen to him. It was just out of it that I felt it before it came. Yeah, brother, because I was, to be honest, he was my role model. I wanted to step in his shoes next. I wanted to be the next one, but I knew I'd probably be the next one in the ground. So thank God, like I say again, reverting back to my grandparents, being brought up by them, being, learning what was right from wrong. I knew that wasn't the life. So I kept myself away from the trouble, brother, because there's no other, role model, someone telling me, don't hang out with them, don't go that way. I had to tell myself, and I had hope that, things are gonna it's not gonna be like this forever. And I decided to leave the country. So I messaged my sister. I said to my sister, can you please help me get a ticket over to Australia? I want to get out of this lifestyle. I'm not loving it. I'm probably going to be next in the ground. And, it was pretty much, I just said it like it was because, and my sister knew straight away, don't worry about it, bro. I got you. She got a ticket for me. And, I flew straight over to Australia and I lived there for about a year. And just to get away from all that gang stuff and all that negative shit. And I wanted to see life from a different perspective because I knew there was a way better lifestyle than what's happening back home.
Yep. So how old were you when you went to Oz?
I was 15, 16. I knew it. I was in heaven, bro. I loved it. I was like, yeah, I'm away from all the bad stuff. I'm in a nice town. There's, whatever. And I got to experience, diversity, meeting people of different ethnicities instead of just Māori and Pākehā, Middle Easterns and Indians and everything, bro. And it was cool. Made heaps of friends and it was awesome and had a good experience over there. My sister ended up passing me on to one of my cousins to go live with him in Sydney. And I lived there, and then I got to experience the life over those ways. So it was a cool time. Got to live with my cousins, and then bro, that only lasted about a year and a half, and then I got shipped back to New Zealand again due to some circumstances. But it was a good experience, bro. I loved it. It was cool. And came back to New Zealand, and he went right back into it again. So I was like, fucking hell, man. Yeah. So I had to just, I'm turning 17 now, and I'm thinking, fuck, all right, I need to start fucking, getting some money, man, or something. So I ended up, getting into bad shit, bro. I ended up getting into like stealing and stuff. Everyone who goes to parties to go and have fun and catch up with their friends. Fuck, I was there just to try and get some food. Yeah. So used to go to all the rich houses and that stuff and raid the freezers and that, and go home. Yeah, mum got us some fucking steaks, got us this and that. Yeah. So those were the days, having to try and carry on and figure out how am I gonna, survive or live. Yep. I got over stealing, bro. I ended up stealing. I did the one thing you shouldn't do, is that steal from your family. And I stole a phone from my cousin. I ended up getting a mean hiding for that too that day. And because he's, sort of thought I was, I don't know, maybe trying to feed a habit or something, like I had a drug habit, but I didn't. It was just, I'm a tutu fella, you just can't leave things alone. I'm always trying to fix things, trying to touch things and that stuff. So yeah, that was just me learning, what, right from wrong in the streets. If they never steal from your family, and that's what happened. So yeah, I learned that lesson very quick growing up, and then I decided to get a job. So that's when I started working and started doing every single job you could think of: concrete laying, building, landscaping, plumbing, electrician, fencing, farming, everything, bro. So I had to go through all of those jobs, bro, just to get to where I am today. So yeah.
So when did Bomblife into the picture, bro? So what is Bomblife as well? You know what I mean? The concept, and how did that all enter into your life?
So this was at the time when Johnny Danger was in his prime, and bro, to be honest, brother, I didn't even like influencers and all that stuff. I wasn't into it, I was like, just go to work, bro, just get some money, And Johnny Danger was at his prime, and he was doing outlet stuff, and I was thinking, fuck, this fella's out the gate, fucking, why he's watching this rubbish, fucking bullshit, fucking what an idiot, And then he pulls out the old, sweet fuck, guess what, partner, I'm gonna pull out my own beer. And I was thinking, what the fuck? Like, hey. And bro, and he made a killing out of it, whatever, sales and whatever and all that stuff. And bro, I looked up to him. I was thinking, fuck, bro, if I was thinking, like fucking people go to uni just to get paid and shit, and go through all that hard shit. People have to pick up a shovel and dig a whole fucking 10 hours a day just to get paid. And this fella gets to be an idiot and get paid. Fuck, I'm in with that one. So that's what I did, bro. I was like thinking, fuck, I'm keen, but I didn't have no, like, there's nothing funny about me, the shit that I went through. I can, like, fuck, I had to be honest. I'm not gonna fake something to try and get likes and that stuff. And but I knew one thing was, back home we do a lot of bombing in Kawhia, straight off the bridge, off the wharf, and off the roof and that stuff. So I was thinking, I love bombing. I'd love to share with everyone. I'd love to see what everyone's got, to see where the talent's at. So I was thinking, sweet, I'll go make me a page. Bro, before Bomblife New Zealand's Facebook page was out, there was way more bomb pages. Like, they were doing mean, bro, like 10,000 likes and followers. That was high back in those days for a New Zealand Facebook page anyway. And yeah, bro, so I made a compilation video of all my bombs throughout the years, and I sent it to them. And they put up the bomb videos. Yeah, they didn't put my ones up. And I was thinking, hey, is there any reason why? Nah, they didn't respond, nothing. And fuck is then I'll make my own page. So I did. So I made a page, and I sat there for a week trying to figure out what name I could make it. And I was still doing my 9-to-5 job at the time. I was washing houses and stuff, and that was my mahi. And I was thinking, bombing in New Zealand, bomb, fuck something. And then I realized, bro, you're gonna have to make a name that's versatile, something that's gonna last a long time, you know, like how they got Nike and all that stuff. Like, bro, that's been thousands of years, way back in the Greeks. That's a Greek
Yeah,
word.
my bro.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I want something like that, something that's like Jesus or something. So I thought, you know, well, think about it. What is it? Well, it's bombing. And what is it? It's a lifestyle. It's us, it's, you know, it's what we do. And so I was thinking, well, put it together, bomb life. I'm like, yeah, sweet. Yeah, bomb life sounds mean, rolls off the tongue, it's all good. And we'll put New Zealand at the end of it because just to make it official. So that's all we did, bro. I made Bomb Life New Zealand. And I remember when I only had 50 followers, bro, and all my cousins were cracking up at me like, fuck yeah, what a dreamer. What a dreamer, bro. Fucking, you ain't even going to get anywhere. Like, why you make a dumb page like that? You're 25 years old, you fucking, you know, and you decide to make a page, yeah, leave it to the kids. So I'm like, yeah, fuck you. I'm allowed to do something, you know, have fun and do whatever I want to do. Like, fuck you. So I go and do it, bro. That year that I actually, hang on, so go back a bit. So the thing that made my page blow up like so fast was that, and it was just a basic like method, bro, that other pages could have done. The other pages, they only put up the best looking bombs. I'll put up everyone's. So when you put the best ones up, yeah, you'll get heaps of likes and looks. But when you put everyone's up, it brings in more people. And it was just common sense. So I was like, well, sweet. So I'll put up even the dumbest bombs, bro. But I had an attitude edit where I was like, good on you, bro. Encouragement. Keep going, bro. Keep working on it. And everyone else, I was like, bro, don't put them down. You know, this is something we love to do. That same year that I started Bomblife NZ on Facebook, they had the first national bomb comp down Tehuia. And I entered into it and I told them, I spat a bit of shit at them. I told them, oh, yeah, bro, I'm this, I'm that. I'm, you know, head representative, you know, Bomblife New Zealand, and blah, blah. Spat some game at them. And they were like, oh, yeah, no, mean, we'll see you down here. Yep, sweet ass. What up in the piece of shit was hard case, bro. What the fuck is this? They thought I'll come out in a suit or something. Like, yeah, came out with fucking towel around my fucking neck, fucking shorts on, hoary ears. And I entered the comp, bro, and I won the first year. I took it out. And they were like, bro, fuck. You know what I mean, bro? Like, would you be keen to judge next year? And I said, oh, yeah, I'm keen. Your talent's out there. And they were like, yeah, but judging will get you paid. And I was like, hey, shit. You know, my father looking at me like, bro, take it out, take it. And I was thinking, fuck. Okay, yeah, no, well, what are we talking? They said, well, how much do you want? And I was just thinking, oh, even $50, you know, if I can give me some gas and some food. And my father were like, no, come here, fucking team huddle. And you're like, bro, no, this is serious, bro. Like, look at this platform that they got up. Look at the money they put into it. So I gave them an out of it number, bro, and they paid it.
Fuck.
An out of it number, and they paid it. And I was like, fuck, this is mean. Then I realized, bro, where I'm going with this Facebook page is fucking pretty cool. Like, I can expand on this and make something out of this. So I started judging the next year, then I judged the next year, and then I judged the next year, and I realized, bro, fuck, I'm also gaining the status of this, you know, like even media, bro, when drownings happened, they came to me for we call it for a like a comment on anything. I'm like, what are you fucking asking me for? You know, I'm just at work at the moment. I've got nothing to do with it. And they said, you're the bombing thing. So we need to know why this child died or something, drowned in this area. And it started to get a bit more personal and a bit more serious. Bombing. It wasn't just about fun anymore. It was about being held responsible for a lot of people when it comes to bombing. So I had to take that fun hat off and put on the serious hat. And then I ended up trying to encourage safer bombing, because, bro, people were sending in some out-the-gate videos like bombing on cars, bombing in puddles, you know, bombing off ladders, and someone's holding the ladder and fucking out-the-gate shit. So I was the filter, bro, to stop people from doing stupid stuff, because I was teaching kids how to do it, and the kids wanted to do the stupid stuff, and I was telling them, no, do the safe stuff, you know, don't be silly, like, have fun, you know. Well, how much more fun do you need? Then I started a Snapchat account, and then they got to see me in a different light. They got to see not just the Facebook brand, but they got to see the man who's the front. of Bomb Life. So they got to see what I do on a daily. They got to see me making moves. They got to see me doing interviews with TV shows and with documentaries and all this stuff. And they got to see things behind the scenes, and it was pretty cool, bro. I started to create this big audience following me all over the world, and it just happened so fast. And then my bros reckon, bro, now that you got an audience and you're getting paid for judging, would you ever get into clothes? And I was thinking, ooh, yeah, I'm keen. And they said, bro, it'll amplify your income straight up. And we all sat down and had to think about it, planning it. Yeah, we'll try this. So I started my first clothing line. And it was just a couple shirts, bro, fucking straight out of fucking Kmart or warehouse. Hustled them out my boot, bro. And, bro, people were just buying them. And I was like, fuck, man, this is gangster. This is even more income. And then, I started, getting better at my clothing, like my fabrics and stuff, getting better. I got better. I got to learn how to link with work with people in China. They send me, materials or send me ideas, and I'll send it back to them. And then that's how my clothing label sort of got up there. Being a young fella too, I was about 20, 20, 25, 26, and I was just loving life at that stage, bro. And I was in the gym doing my things. I was looking after myself, single, and I had, no commitments. And I was able to go to interviews and stuff like that. So it was mean, bro. It was like the prime of Bomb Life at that time.
Yeah.
And then this is when it all came tumbling down. So I ended up meeting the manager. I'm meeting this lady. She messaged me on Snapchat. She said, hey, do you have anyone managing your guys' merch? And I said, no, I don't. And it's quite overwhelming that I might have to leave my jobs. And she goes, how about I manage for you? And I was like, okay, I'm listening. She goes, I'll start up a website for you, and I'll start up a bank account for you. You can run all that stuff. I don't want anything back. I just want to help. And I said, oh, yeah, sweet as. So I get her to do it. And she did it, bro, and made a mean website. She done well, got the bank account things sorted, sweet as. Like, she created a mean relationship with me. We just bounced off each other with ideas and bettering the business, bro. And we did. She fucking knew she could work, bro. She was on. And then she goes, how about I start posting away your merch? And I was like, yeah, that'd be mean. So I got her to do it, and she did it, bro. She done a mean job about a year. And she came up with mean ideas for like babies' clothes, toddlers, and that stuff, and all these things that all these other social media influencers never even thought of, bro. We were running the game at that time. Yeah, this manager, I had a birthday in Australia over in November. Fuck, I can't remember what year, bro, but right on my birthday, bro, she told me she quit. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, sweet as, all good. I'll come back and we'll go and sort it out. She goes, nah, I'm taking everything. And I was like, what the fuck? So she took all my merch, bro. She took all my money. She done a runner, bro. And left me high and dry in Australia.
No shit, bro.
This is where all that rip-off thing from all the followers and that came from. She started it.
Yeah, yep.
So this is what they don't know, and only a few know about that story, because they were the ones that were hit by it too. They were waiting for their clothes, and I tried to reason with her online and tell her, like, no, it's all good. You're doing a good job before, because I knew she was going to do a runner. She wanted something out of me, and I didn't want it, because I was like, no, you don't mix business with pleasure. And she was like, I'll set up a hotel for us. And I was like, yeah, nah, I just want you to manage my stuff. And then she was just like, oh, well, fuck, get in. All good. I'm out. I'll take all the stuff. And I was like, oh, bro. Yeah. And that's what happened, bro. So I felt, bro, I was devastated. I still am, bro. It's out of it, bro, when she just straight up and did that.
Fucking out of it, right?
Yeah, bro. And to find out that she was also, just recently, my cousin knows her. She told me that she was she's selling, bro. This is ratchet, bro, and I hope fucking something comes back on her, which I don't want to spiritually or whatever. But she's been selling those necklaces, those emergency ones for the old people. They push the button and the ambulance comes over. Yeah, well, she's selling them, bro, and they're not linked to anything. So she's selling them to our old
Fuck.
people, but they're not even fucking working. You know the bro, what's fucking Swade Wallace, the rapper? He's the man, bro. Young Cliff. He told me about a year when I met him, and he goes, brother, what happened with your clothes? And I said, oh, do you know this girl? Blah blah blah. He goes, oh, bro, fuck, I know her. She used to be a prostitute. And I was like, oh.
No.
So I linked up with all the boys, bro. Everyone you can think of, Lion Rez and them, again, all of the bros back in the day. I was real close. We all used to be tight, bro.
Yeah.
This is one story I want to talk about. So I linked up with J Mark, MK, Brother Floyd, Bulk Gaines, NZ, all the bros, TC, Trex, fuck, all the oldies, bro. Like, we were all tight once upon a time. We all used to link up and, online. We even had our own chat group and Snapchat. This is when we didn't really care about Instagram. We were just focused on Snapchat. And, bro, we were like a family, eh? It was like a big basket, bro, like a kete. And we all came back to this kete and we put something of our value into it to help each other rise, like my one was wisdom, so I'll put my wisdom in the kitty and the bros will take it, yeah, sweet ass, and someone will add in some humor and then we'll all grab that and and my thing, bro, is, whanaungatanga, bro, I love to keep whānau together and bro, that just slowly died off and I did my best to try and bring everyone, keep everyone tight. I messaged someone, I miss you, my bro, and all the brothers started to do their own thing, which was pretty cool. Like, it's good to expand and do your own thing. I think that's awesome. And the brothers have. But I sort of missed that that aroha, that when everyone got together, we got to bounce off ideas. I used to get phone calls, random ones from J-Mike. He used to tell me, yeah, brother, what do you think about this idea? I'm thinking of leaving the Breeders or something. I'm thinking of going on my own or doing something. And I was like, brother, you can do anything you want to do, go do it. And you get called from another bro, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Brother, do it. Fuck, smash it. I got you. If you need a shout out, let's do it. But it all changed for some reason. And, when I went through all that negative stuff with me losing my manager, and I lost a lot of bros in the social media game. And I'm like, brother, if you just hear me out, like, this is what happened. Nah, I don't care, bro, because my whānau's in it too, and you done it to them, and and my bros and I heard this, and I was like, oh, bro, like, what the hell? What's straight up? And they're like, yeah, nah, see you later. And I was left on my own, bro. So I had to sort of fucking, because I never had mates my whole life. I kept moving my whole life, so I had no stability. And when I thought I had bros, they all turned their back to me at the time where I needed them the most. But I was always there for the bros when they needed me. Even if they didn't, bro, I'll still fly in and, give them some alcohol or whatever. So, yeah, I lost a lot of contact with the bros nowadays. I think that's why I lost a lot of bros in the social media game, which is fine. It just is what it is, bro. It just comes with it, bro. So, yeah, a lot happened in my social media career.
And this is what the public doesn't see, huh? You know what I mean? They don't see the realities of, being an influencer and the hardships that come with fame, I guess, isn't it, brother? I mean, with fame and money comes a whole bunch of other crap,
Straight up, brother. It's not a hate thing, because that's all I've ever wanted, was to encourage people to be a better them, and that's the bomb life. So bomb life changed from doing bombs in the water to living a life that's the bomb. That's the mission statement.
Yep.
So yeah, it's always been that way, and it always will be. So
So, I mean, to sort of the young people out there, would you recommend it, brother, being an influencer and getting into the whole social media space? And what's some warnings? I mean, how would you warn people against certain things? And
brother, to all our rangatahi out there, bro, you can be anything you want to be. You can do anything you want to do. If you want to be an influencer, so be it. For me, it just happened. I didn't want to be one. I just got put in those situations, and that's what happened. But for the youth, you can definitely be an influencer. What have you got to give to the people? And, that's different from someone else. Are you unique in certain ways? Like, do you have a burning fire in your belly, that that people will respect what you say and whatever you do. Don't just go in it for the clout or just because you want to be well known. Because trust me, the moment you go into it for that, you ain't gonna last long. Negative criticism is everywhere. They'll hate you when you're doing good. They'll hate you when you're doing bad. But at the end of the day, just do it because you love it, not because you want to impress people. Keep an eye, like put 2 eyes in the back of your head, because there's people out there who will be your friend one minute, but the moment you fall down, they'll be laughing at you. Be careful who you make friends with. Be careful who you link with. Don't hang out with the person that talks about other people, because 9 times out of 10 they'll talk about you.
100.
Yep. Speak your truth. Sometimes you don't need to speak your truth because it's hard to explain it to someone who will argue. It's like arguing with someone against a brick wall or something. So you're never going to be liked by everyone. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But as long as what you're doing is right in your heart and it's within your best interest, and you feel that it's going to help someone somewhere, or what have you got for the people? Like, what are you going to give back to them?
Yeah, solid, brother, solid, man. What a yarn, bro. I'm loving this yarn, brother. Honestly, bro, it's man, just so much you've been through, man, and just coming out on top, and not having gone to prison, bro. You know what I mean, man? Like that's a miracle, brother. You know what I mean?
Brother.
Like yeah, it's a miracle, man. So what's your future plans, brother? So where you heading to now, man? What's going on for you at the moment? So do you still stay out in Kawhia, bro? Or
yeah, brother, pretty much. I'm pretty much out there almost every week, every second day. So pretty much say I do live out there. At the stage, brother, my goal is just to try and rebuild this Instagram page. Get back this following, and that I lost after all those accounts. Losing those accounts was pretty wretched. It was all my hard work, all my years worth of content all out the door. So just one thing after the other, losing my actually going back to when I got back into merch again. That's when I met my partner at the time. That was Marley, and we ended up acing at life and business, and we started doing well. And then I failed at delivering on time my merch, so that was my fault. That happened at the recent time when I with all my merchandise going out the window. Well, what happened with that situation was that I failed, bro. I couldn't deliver on time. I was way backlogged and had so much orders coming, and I couldn't sort out all at once. I was going to festivals, went to One Love, then the first one in Gold Coast, and I was just, my head wasn't even all there in the business. And I was going through complications with my relationship too. So shit was real hard trying to balance our business and that. When, that's what happens when when you're mentally not strong and you're not fit, you can't really multitask or do things well. And that's what happened. I slipped up, fucked up, and then my relationship went falling down, and I went through so much shit with that shit as well. And then I lost my Instagram accounts, which meant I lost customers, I lost my followers. So I couldn't allocate an order to a customer because I don't know where he's gone, because my Instagram's got deleted. So I couldn't figure out how am I going to find these people, how am I going to, and I got thrown all over the social media again with all that shit again. And then the people from the first time when my manager done a runner, they jumped in on it too, and they said, yeah, no, we're not the only ones, we're going through this shit. So it just amplified, and it went crazy. This was when I just got back from Australia from One Love, and I was just throwing through social media, bro. It was pretty hard to take.
Yeah, that would have been tough, brother.
Yeah, bro. And then I ended up getting told from my mum that she's diagnosed with cancer too. And that sort of hit me harder too. I was thinking, fuck, just it happened to the old man. Now it's going to happen to the old lady. And it really affected me mentally. And I couldn't tell these people. And the thing that made it worse, bro, for the haters to go crazier was when I replied to what they were saying, and all my sponsors got messaged by all my haters saying, don't work with him, he's a rip-off, he's a fucking blah, 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 blah. And they didn't even know the whole story. And I had no time. I told everyone my response was, and this is I said that I suffer from stress. I've suffered from depression, and I still do from time to time. And that's when everyone jumped on it. They're like, no, this fella thinks he's got to use, mental health as a thing. But they didn't listen to me. I said, but this situation doesn't affect me because I chose not to let the haters, get to me. I said, I will talk to the customers when it comes to it. I will talk to them and I'll tell them myself. But as for those, if you haven't ordered, then you don't earn no apology, So it was like, but they all seen it as a thing of me just being arrogant. And they see me, but I was like, no, I'm standing up to this because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of being thrown under the bus for so long, for all these years. Yeah, I admit that I fucked up on this one, but you fellas, like, you're sounding a bit louder than me right now. Like, I'm trying to, let me talk to the people who have something to do with it, not to those who don't, because everyone was believing everything. The bandwagon was so long, bro. It was crazy. So, yeah, they made up so much shit, bro. And at the same time, I had to try and save my relationship. So, and mum being sick, so I had to take her to hospitals and, people throwing shit at the van, bro, at my car and going up my ass, trying to run me off the road. People yelling at their cars and from the streets laughing at me, bro. When I go into town, like girls look at me and laugh and I'm like, what the hell? And it just fucks you up mentally, bro, But I tell you what, bro, to be honest, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like I wish I could take everyone's pain and take it with me because, bro, you got to be strong to fucking wear those shoes, bro. Straight up. Put up with all that stuff and be thrown under the bus time and time again and having to rebuild your business time and time again and still trying to be happy and positive.
Yeah, brother, for sure, man. Like, you carry yourself well, my bro. You carry yourself well, brother, with all of that.
I think I have no choice, but I have to, brother. It's my calling. It's my, it's why I'm here. That's where I'm at right now, bro. Trying to rebuild my Instagram page, rebuild myself, and restructure everything. Be more open and back in the day, I was slightly a little bit arrogant. Yeah, hard. I think that needed to happen to lose those Instagram pages, just to humble myself there a little bit more. And now I get to, just be more open with my followers and that, and yeah, just hopefully get one back one day at a time.
So before we wrap it up, bro, is there any sort of any other messages you would like to say, man, for some youth out in Kawhia at the moment around New Zealand?
Yep, definitely. I just want to say, to all our rangatahi out there, like and our brothers too, our brothers going through mental stress, mental health, and our sisters finding it hard, please be strong. There's always a better day, like I say. It might not be today, but it could be tomorrow. For our rangatahi out there, bro, you guys are our future. I'm hoping that we get some awesome leaders come out of these, and if you're, I hope you look up to good influencers or good role models, and hopefully you guys have listened to my story and taken something out of it, and hope you have, incorporated something good into your lives where you can better yourself. You might be going through a tough time right now, and you probably don't have the power to control that in your life because you're so young, and but everything will blow over as long as you stay positive. Do everything with an open heart. Violence isn't always the way. Sometimes it's best to. They got the saying, and it's let peace be unto you. Kia tau te rangi Māori, and just stay proud of who you are. Never forget where you come from, and everything you do it with an open heart, and give it heaps. That's what life's about. That's the bomb life. It's about living a life. That's the bomb. It's about encouraging people to be a better them. Be better than yesterday. And I'm hopeful for better tomorrow. So that's it. But yeah, cheer my brother.
Exactly, man. Bomb life, man. Living a life. That's the bomb. I love that, brother.
That's it,
All right. Peace out, my bro.
Very much, my brother. Thank you.